Bonjour everyone, welcome to Magpie Mondays. Just a quick one here, solo edition. Been to Strawberry a lot recently, had a few guests on, so I just thought I'd get this one out of the way. Don't really want to go into much detail about the Swansea game, but I won't bang on for ages. It won't be a 20-30 minute one. Just get this out of the way because we drew 1-1 with Swansea, which was seen before the game as a huge game, relegation rival. They're rock bottom, 6-pointer, and we just didn't do enough on the day. That's now 7 games without a win at home. Worst record since 2009, I think I read, when we went down. 5 of those 7 games we haven't even scored a goal in. So it's clear where the problem lies. And all you have to look is just at the Swansea game, never mind the other games, to see where the problem is. First half, Dwight Gale, 2 or 3, maybe even 4 really good chances. At least 2 headers he had. That shot he pulled wide. And then Perez goes through. To be fair to him, you know, Fabianski made a good save. Didn't do too much wrong there. Jose Perez, Jose Benitez, I like to call him. He's been on a little good run lately, few games, but didn't find the net this one. Dummett, he blazed one over, but to be fair to him, I thought he had a decent game. Not his biggest fan, maybe like a lot of people, but didn't do much wrong. Got forward quite well on the weekend against Swansea. We had a lot of joy down that left-hand side, Atsu cutting in and getting the balls in there, and it was just that final ball, or when the ball did reach them, it was whoever was in the box couldn't put it away, whether it was just not enough goal threat there. So we need a striker, please, Mr. Ashley, hurry the fuck up and sell, you fat horrible bastard, because we desperately need a proven Premier League goal scorer, because if we did have a goal scorer, we would have won that game by half time. Simple as that. The game would have been over at half time. We had a striker, we had someone who could put the fucking ball away, it would have been game over. So that's what we're crucially missing here, and that's what we need to bring in this January if we are to stay up. But you looked over at the bench, and who do you want to see when you look over at the bench? The main man, Hosselu. He'd put his Chorizo down, he'd been back from Benidorm, he came off the bench, and to be fair to the lad, it was a very good finish. Megnuts, straight through the defender, into the bottom corner. And you thought it would maybe kick on from there, but unfortunately we couldn't find the winner. But I mean, everyone grieves Hosselu, including myself. He's awful player. But he, at the end of the day, got back into the game, came off the bench, it's the most you could ask him to do. But and I didn't even blame Hosselu. Like, he gives his all every week, really. And it's just what you expect when you're buying those players, the likes of Hosselu and Manquillo. Especially Manquillo more so lately than at the start of the season. He seems to be trying a lot more. So you can't even fault them. They're £5 million players, they're championship players. So if you were asked to do a job better than what you've got, say a promotion at work or a better paid job, you wouldn't say no, would you? It's the same as them coming here to this club and trying to perform. Like, why wouldn't they? Right. Going back to the game, after dominating the first half, Swansea didn't get a sniff in. They did have a corner, and then they did have a goal. If it wasn't for Diame's little sticking the elbow out. Well, lucky to get away with that one because that was a handball. He did stick his arm out. It was intentional. It didn't just hit off him. Well, lucky not to get given the penalty against us there. Surprising we didn't. Probably would have. It was away from home. We nearly thought we had a penalty ourselves, which we haven't had in God knows how long. But it was unfortunately just on the edge of the area, and we wasted the free kick. And then for their goal, what was going on after half time? We had a good first half. Should have put the chances away. Second half, we just didn't come out of the blocks. It was like, I'm sure the half time whistle, the lads thought it was the fucking full time whistle. 0-0, bah, Brighton all over again. That'll do. Like, they came out, they did an out for 20 minutes, and it took them Swansea scoring to finally wake up. And it was Clark and ourselves, just a pair of mannequins. Club shop window, modelling the new away kit. Just anyone has, like, Darlow makes a save. He should have pushed it out of play, or, you know, to the left hand side, whatever. Couldn't do it. Fair enough, at least still saved it. He's then asked to make a double save when the defender should be reacting much quicker. 5'7" are you? Getting above 6'2" Clark and ourselves. That's just abysmal. That's shocking defending. And normally the lads are good at the back. You know, the one thing I can say lately that's been the positive is that we've made ourselves hard to beat again. Unlike when Lascelles was out, especially, well, now people are scoring a few past us, but at least we're not getting beat. Like Brighton and Swansea, it's the poor results, so the poorest teams in the league. But at least we didn't get beat. And like other games like City, at least we didn't get hammered. So obviously the main worry is going forward, but then at the back there, that was just sloppy. That was poor from the lads. But I mean, it's a It was a shocking opposition. Swansea, the rock bottom for a reason. I think they'll go down. It was a championship side. We're a championship side. It was a championship game. It was dreadful. Apart from maybe it could have been so much different if we had to put the ball in the back of the net early on, but we didn't. And you've got to say it's a huge 2 points dropped, because when we look at the fixtures we've got coming up, City, Burnley, Palace away, who are banging form. Roy Hodgson's doing well there, unsurprisingly. I mean, surprisingly even, fucking hell. And then Man U at home. So these are the kind of games we need to be getting points on and trying to give with that little bit of safety, and where that bit of leeway, because we could have went close to 10th today if we had a won on Saturday. But it's kept us down there. It's given Swansea a bit of hope. You know, if we had a won, we could have cemented Swansea down at the rock bottom and made life much more difficult for them and much more easy for us. But everyone knows here at the Toon, we never make life easy for ourselves. Always do it the hard way, and I think it'll be that way for the rest of the season. Aye, the tough fixtures we're going on about. Etihad next Saturday on BT Sports, 5:30 kick-off. Ew. Does that do it for you? The side doesn't need to see more. Hope for it against anyone but City. The record they're on, the run they're on. We played them, we kept them with 1-0, but at their own place you can see it being a bit of a different game and harder to keep them at bay for that long as we did. Saying that, we'll try and be positive. Our style of play on the counter-attack definitely suits us away from home rather than at home, but it's Man City, innit? I mean, at home we're not passing the ball about great. There's not many players wanting to be on the ball. There's no giving goals as much. There's not stringing passes together, 7 or 8 passes together. So the counter-attack definitely does help, and we could maybe snatch a goal, but will we snatch a win is a whole different story. Like, I mean, maybe 3-4-1 Man City is my prediction, unfortunately, but it doesn't even bother us. We don't expect, at least I don't anyway, to be getting anything against the top 4, top 6, top 8, especially away from home. So it's like minimal damage, isn't it? But toe-to-toe with Man City, because they'll just tear you apart. They'll put 5-6 past you like they have against Spurs and Liverpool this season. So we'll just have to try and keep it tight and try and nick it on the counter. But the problem is, if we do that, it's going to get into their box, and we're not going to have clinical finishers to put it away. So we probably will get the odd chance, but we haven't got the calibre quality of strikers to put the ball away. So unless it's a screamer from Richie, who's due one, or Atsu, or Shelby, whoever it may be. Or to be fair, Gale did score against Chelsea and Man U, so you'd have hope that we may nick one. The style of play, like I say, will suit we. But with Man City's quality, man, it's scary, so you have to say they'll probably put a few past we. Noisy for Moisey. It's time to get noisy for Moisey, they were saying on Match of the Day, because he's turning things around against West Ham. There was a couple of teams in the relegation dogfight who played each other yesterday. One of those games being Huddersfield v West Ham. West Ham won 4-1 at Huddersfield Place. So the good news for Newcastle is, and also Brighton got beat. So Podge doing a little favour there, but obviously it's down there, it's all a bit tight. But Huddersfield and Brighton getting beaten. Obviously West Brom, a dreadful run. Podge's first win at home for them. So you've got to say that at least there's teams below where that look like they could go down. I think Swansea will go down. I think Huddersfield are getting sucked into it. Brighton will get sucked into it. So it's really hard to call who the other 1 or 2 teams may be, but at least teams below are still doing just as shit as we are. Yeah, big win for West Ham, big win for Moisey. They'll probably turn it around because they'll probably get investment in the summer. They've been linked with Mbemba. The forwards apparently all out to go. We've been linked with Hernandez and Carroll as usual. So it'll be interesting to see what business they do in the transfer window, but I think West Ham will probably stay up. But like I say, there's teams below them who have been playing and got beat this weekend who will hopefully stay below us. The other teams in the other games yesterday, Tottenham 4-0 at Everton. See, we got slaughtered for defensive work against Man City, only getting beat 1-0, and then Everton get beat 4-0 off Tottenham, but Sam Allardyce is the tactical genius, and so that's what happens when if you do try and do anything against these top teams, they will just murder you. So no Arsenal, Bournemouth, Arsene Wenger. Jesus Christ, I'm sure Robbie and the lads down at Arsenal Fan TV will agree with him. They say he has to go now, man. I mean, the league's gone for them. They're out the FA Cup against Forest. They're in the Europa League. They always think it's bad enough, but it's worse than ever right now, and he's got to go for them. Like, shocking stuff. Bournemouth, unfortunately, got a late winner, so that doesn't do us any favours down there at the bottom. As I'm recording this, it's 1-0 Liverpool. I'm just getting this out of the way now because I've got work and everything tomorrow, and it'll be a bit of a rush, so I'm just doing this and putting it out here on Monday. So I'm not sure that will they break their record. I've got them on my bet to do so, but there's a long way left in the game, so we'll see. Want to keep it City, keep it, get a draw, win the day, so Newcastle can be the ones who break your record now and stop you from doing the Invincibles. Probably drinking a bit too much of this old hobgoblin ale here, like, but we'll finish off on a schmuck of the week. Schmuck of the week, and it will be the schmuck of the week every week until he finally leaves, so we can sort this club out and we can keep that man in charge and get some fucking decent Premier League players on the pitch for these Premier League games. Mike Ashley is the schmuck of the week. He needs to go. What's going on? It's halfway through the January window now. He's still here. He's only just came back from his holiday. He extended it. Been in Disneyland, Universal Studios, everything. The club's up for sale. It's not moving anywhere. We're not hearing anything. Rafa doesn't know his budget. It's an absolute shambles. It's a fucking joke. Until he goes, he will be the schmuck of the week, because it is embarrassing having an owner like that who isn't investing in the team. There's no, like, this should be done by now, the takeover, or he should be. Obviously, the sticking point is the money for transfers, because obviously Stevie's saying, like, look, relegation's a threat. You need to buy these players, then we'll buy it off you. But Ashley's probably thinking, no, I'm not spending my money. I don't want this anymore. It's got nothing to do with me anymore. So it's an awful situation to be in as a Toon fan. It's getting really worrying now, coming into the halfway point of the January transfer window, having signed no one. All the rumours have gone a bit quiet. Takeover talks gone a bit quiet. So it's a distressing time, and Mike Ashley is the schmuck of the week for that reason. And hopefully by next week he's gone, or we've bought some players so he doesn't have to be the schmuck of the week. But for now he will be. Shout out of the week has to go to that Liverpool fan. Oh, Mane, what a fucking legend that guy is, man. Been on Soccer M and everything. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Remember to subscribe. And remember to enjoy yourself.